Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of Dancing with the Stars. It's getting good now. There's only 5 couples left. Last week Pamela was sent home. That was pretty sad. But this week, it's double the dances. The first round is a ballroom round, and the second round is a Latin round. But it's not just any old Latin round. It's Latin through the decades. The 60s, the 80s, the 90s. Future? Yeah. They left out the 70s, so... I left out the 50s. So it's the 50s, the 60s, the 80s, and the 90s, and the future. Alright, so Chad and Cheryl were up first with their tango. It was kind of like watching a black Jack Skellington, although the real Jack Skellington probably would have had a better hold and would have been a lot smoother. Awkward. They ended up with a 21. So for their second dance, but first, before the second round happened, they had a futuristic dance demo from some real pros. That was really amazing and cool. Yeah, I can't even talk about it. You just have to see it. It was really good. So Chad and Cheryl, for their second dance, had the Jive of the 60s. It was okay, entertainment-wise. Technically, it was pretty much crap. But the judges overlooked that, and they ended up giving them a 24. So they had a 45 total for the night. Alright, so let's talk about Niecy and Louie. Their first dance was a Viennese waltz. This was a really, really good dance for her. In fact, I think it was probably her best dance out of the entire season. They ended up with a standing ovation, but the judges, I thought, were a little bit harsh on them. They only ended up with a 23. Paso Doble from the 90s was their second dance. I didn't like it. Flat out, I didn't like it. It was like a robot stuck in a swamp. Not even a bear in a swamp, because a bear would have had more emotion and conviction. It was a robot in a swamp. And there was pretty much, it was stumbly, you know. She was like a spinning top that, you know, but she didn't do any spinning. Zero emotion. Well, maybe 6% emotion. They ended up with a 20 for that. Really low score. So they ended up with a total of 43 for the night. Alright, now let's talk about Erin and Max. Their first dance was the Argentine tango. There was a little bit of awkwardness. A little bit. But she pulled off some amazing lifts. My jaw actually dropped when she jumped off the stage and her leg went over his shoulder. And it was just like she was trained to do that forever. Of course, the judges overlooked the little stumbles, and they ended up giving her a 28. Really, Len? Really? A 10 paddle for the second time this season? Are you kidding me? Alright, now that I got that out of the way. Their second dance was a Rumba from the 80s. I thought the choreography was a little bit watered down. Like, I think they really concentrated all of their energies, or most of their energies, on the Argentine tango. A couple of moves in this Rumba were, Some were cool, some were Thought the judges were way too kind. They got a 25 for it, so they ended up with a 53 for the night. I think the judges are really pushing to keep them in the competition at this point, because I don't know what their fan base is like. Well, according to last week, it's really not that good. Alright, so Evan and Anna. Their first dance, Viennese waltz. Wow. This was absolutely beautiful. It was romantic. And of course, Len didn't like it. And the judges, basically. I think it really deserved a perfect score, but they ended up with a 27. They got 3 9s for that. Now, their cha-cha from the future, the futuristic cha-cha, the beginning of it got smoked out because something happened with the smoke machines. Either they turned them on too soon, or they put too much of that smoke stuff in there, and I couldn't see the beginning of the dance very well, or at all. But the rest of the dance I thought was really great. And again, Len couldn't handle it. When the almost pros dance really well, he just can't handle it. now they're faulting him for making a lucky pick out of the thing because they call him the Ice King. So to have the robot, futuristic thing, that was too easy for him. So they ended up giving him a 26, which means they had a 53 for the night. They're tied with Erin and Max. All right, so the last couple, and the last one we're going to talk about because they are the last couple, is Nicole and Derek. They started out with the Foxtrot. This was 100% cute and fun and absolutely wonderful. And they got a standing ovation. And Len almost liked it because he was the little tempest that spoiled the teapot. Yeah, he gave them a 9, but the other two judges gave him a 10. So they ended up with a 29 for that dance. Yeah, you give Erin a 10, but you give this a 9. I don't think so, Len. There's a little double standard going on there. All right, so their second dance was the Paso Doble from the 50s. Paso Doble. You're right, Derek. I could not imagine in my mind how you would mix a 50s dance into a Paso Doble, but they did it in one word. Brilliant. It really was. It was really, really fun to watch, and if that's not the encore tomorrow, I don't know what should be. So Len couldn't deny it. He just couldn't. Because I think if Len hadn't given them a perfect 10, I think the audience would have taken the ropes that they had hidden under their chairs and strung him up on a tree somewhere because they really deserved a perfect score. And they got it! Yay! They got a 30. They were totally channeling Grease, I thought. Danny Zuka and Cha-Cha DeGorio at the dance, at the sock hop. So, yeah, they deserved their perfect score for that. They actually deserved it for the Foxtrot, too, but they ended up with a 59 for the night. Close enough, I suppose. No thanks to Len. All right, so tomorrow, big, big show. Gypsy Kings perform, and for the first time, the college ballroom dance competition, which I just texted Maddie about, and she is, like, squealing with delight. It's going to be UC San Diego versus Purdue University. Amazing. Cannot wait. Especially since Maddie did competitive ballroom dancing this year in college. It's going to be a whole nother perspective from her. She's going to be sitting right here tomorrow, right next to me. So I cannot wait to see what she thinks. And Dance Center. Till tomorrow, much love.